Hello everyone, welcome boys, girls, mums, dads, monsters, aliens, and welcome to another episode of Mr.K Teaches, where this time, I think you might have guessed it, we're going to be having a look at doubling and halving. Now we're going to start with doubling first, one of my personal favourites, because it is easy peasy. So, when you double a number, you are actually doing one of two things. Well, you're actually doing two things, really. You are either timesing a number by 2, or you are adding your number to itself. So, for example, if I did double 4, I could either times it by 2, which is 8, or you are doubling it, so you're doing 2 of itself, so it's 4 plus 4 equals 8. Both give us the same answer. But when you are, the easiest I find is to times your answer by 2, only because when you get into larger numbers, it's a lot quicker and a bit more efficient if you're timesing by 2 rather than adding it to itself. So an easy way when you're doubling larger numbers is to partition your number. That word again, partitioning, all that means is splitting it into its hundreds, tens and ones, our place value. So if I wanted to double the number 38, well, an easy way to do that is you split your number into its tens and its ones. So 30 and 8. Okay, so if I'm doubling the number 8, that's 8 times 2, then that's going to give me 16. And if I'm doubling 30, that is going to give me the number 60, because I'm timesing that by 2 as well. So I'm left with a 60 and a 16. As we all know, that is not the final part of the answer. We just need to add those together. So 6 ones add no ones equals 6, and 6 tens add 1 10 equals 70. So I'm left with the number 76. Okay, easy peasy, splitting our number up. That works for any number that we are doubling. So even if I wanted to go for a bigger number, so if I wanted to try maybe 144, okay, so I'm going to split that up. That's 100, that's 40, and that is the number 4. So double 4, so that's 4 times 2 is 8. 40 times 2 equals 80, and 100 times 2 equals 200. Right, so I'm obviously not just left with a 280 and an 8. I have to add all of those together. So 80 plus 8 equals 88, and 200 plus 88 equals 288. Easy peasy. Now, halving, slightly different, but we're going to go through it now. So if I am halving a number, this time I'm actually dividing by 2. So instead of timesing, I'm dividing this time. So I'm going to divide my numbers by 2, which is quite easy if I had a number, for example, the number 8. So I wanted to halve the number 8. Splitting it into 2 equal halves. I've got 8 divided by 2 is 4. So that's pretty easy when it's a ones number, but let's have a look at if we've got a slightly larger number, maybe a 2-digit number this time. So say I had the number, I don't know, let's go with 44. Nice and easy one. Again, partitioning works just the same way. So I can split that up into a 40, can split that up into a 4. So I can now halve those. So half of 4, so I'm dividing by 2 there, is a 2. And 40 divided by 2 is a 20. I'm left with a 20 and a 2. Still need to add those together. So 20 add 2 equals 22. 2. It's pretty easy if it's an evens number because it ends in a 4, which is I know is an evens number. That's quite easy because 2 goes into an even number equally. But it's slightly different if we're doing it with a odd number or a number that, like a tens number that is odd. So for example, if I tried this 36 and I wanted to halve it, 6 is in an evens number, but 3 is an odd number and 2 does not go into it equally. So this is where partitioning really helps. So split that up again, partition it again into 30 and 6. Half of 6, so it's 6 divided by 2, equals 3. 30 halved, tricky. So we've got to do partitioning even more. I know, tons of partitioning. 30 is the same as saying 20 and 10, because 20 plus 10 equals 30. 20 and 10, both of them can be halved equally. So half of 10 is 5, so that's 10 divided by 2. And then 20 divided by 2 equals 10. So I've now got 3 numbers left. I've got a 10, a 5 and a 3. I'm going to add all of those together. So 10 plus 5 plus 3. 10 and 5 is 15. Add another 3 equals 18. So there we go. Splitting our number up into our partition parts. Sometimes you might have to partition them even further to make it easy. But if you follow the method and you write your numbers down, it does make it a lot easier, particularly if you don't want to try and lose any parts or get a little bit muddled. I hope this helps. Leave any suggestions in the comments below about what videos you'd like, and there'll be more content coming soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.